Sunday morning.
We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal and the world is not the same. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face.
Nancy gonna cut you a check too late. 2 years after your funeral's paid, 2 years after the grave, she'll be a little stronger for all of the dollars she saved. Watching you wake, watching you cling to your family slipping away. Watch her do nothing but pray. Watch her condemn the Republicans, take them to brunch and then shrug it away. Now watch us be outraged half of a day, then pick a new hero to face our leaders and think they could beat them, playing the game they played since Pelosi had real human blood in her veins. They're all one and the same, sold off stocks and they all maintain that the risk was benign and the virus was tame. Flash forward and 40 Sunday mornings fade, 250,000 people in its wake and the cruise ship sailed today. So motherfucker, don't shine a light in my face. Wait.
Good morning. Sunday morning. Good morning.
Wait.
Sunday morning.
We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal and the world is not the same. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never.
Land of the free, and you'll know us by the trail of dead. It's just one more world war to complete the set. When you live by the pike, you die by the pith. You die wide-eyed, still pleading the fifth, or crying divine epithets and pathetic attempts at defense. All empathetic for those on your side of the fence. Well, I'll gladly put you and your legacy into an alternate tense of faltering senses and altered events. Like hun, it ain't a hearse, it's a reaper's stretch. Ah, how sweet, she said. Bunch of hordes in the street like it's Evil Dead. Where the thin blue line meets razor's edge. And where the corporate ladder ascends to a steel-toed boot that awaits on the ledge. You'll be licking it fresh at your boss's request till it stomps each finger and watches you fall to your death. And drown in an ocean of debt. Gone with the fodder who gathered to honor the patient left, who purity tested themselves into sections, step by step, till the next election, when it's just one them and the sound of their well-read theorized breath. That's harm reduction for the lowly cost of you holding your nose and just openly buying the theft. Maybe that's all in the flick of the pen. Maybe we're all one unmarked van from a trip to the pen. Being guarded by pigs who exist on a diet of dying breaths of much worthier men. Honey, heaven's expecting you. Just don't get too hung up on who they let in. Just look up at the shine of the pearly gates. You don't need to worry if there's lead in the paint. You don't need to worry if there's lead in the water, lead in the milk, lead in the honey, lead in the caustic embrace of the Heavenly Father. Lead is the flavor of passive perpetual slaughter. Lead is the taste of us led to the ledge by the lure of the legend of expert consensus, and then beckon to stretch it just one step farther. And I hope all the folks who were boastfully gloating and toasting themselves as the heroes of COVID for boosting their boosters and doing their part are now equally thrilled to be starstruck martyrs. All laid in a government grave with anonymous markers, like you're back from the carvers and off to the splicer. You're the very first wave to be slain in the war against Pfizer. That 100 years war against Pfizer. They are thinning the crowd that is striking right now to bleed adequate pay from those inhuman misers who all sit in their office and designate coffins to people regarded as nothing but profit for Kaiser. Still the Dems want you nicer. Dems want you softer. Dems want you kinder. Yeah, they all want you graciously starving in silence. You will speak when you're spoken to. Rest of the time, you and all of us peasants are merely depressing statistics neglected in Congress's binders. All bled, bone dry, then fed to the grinder. Our headstones line each step as reminders. That's a lesson in object permanence learned in the furnace by workers consigned to the fire. Workers bled, bone dry, then fed by the fed to the grinder. Fed by the fed to the grinder. Now the Fed went straight to your head. Mind what you hide and your size unsaid, and your eyes turn blind to the signs unread. Flag bright red, so you let it in bed. You let it inside, and you'll see that it's fed. Never you mind that it grinds your wealth into bread for itself, then it bleeds you dry, then it dines on the dead. Now the Fed went straight to your head. Mind what you hide and your size unsaid, and your eyes turn blind to the signs unread. Flag bright red, so you let it in bed. You'll let it inside, and you'll see that it's fed. Never you mind that it grinds your wealth into bread for itself, then it bleeds you dry, then it dines on the dead. And the Fed went straight to your head. Mind what you hide and your size unsaid, and your eyes turn blind to the signs unread. Flag bright red, so you let it in bed. You'll let it inside, you'll see that it's fed. Never you mind that it grinds your wealth into bread for itself, bleeds you dry, then dines on the dead. The Fed went straight to your head. Mind what you hide and your size unsaid, and your eyes turn blind to the signs unread. Flag bright red, so you let it in bed. You'll let it inside, and you'll see that it's fed. Never you mind that it grinds your wealth into bread for itself, then it bleeds you dry, then it dines on the dead. Here's where our leaders would see us all led. Here's where our leaders would see us all led. Here's where our leaders would see us all led. Here's where our leaders would see us all led. The Fed went straight to your head. Mind what you hide and your size unsaid, and your eyes turn blind to the signs unread. Flag bright red, so you let it in bed. You let it inside, you'll see that it's fed. Never you mind that it grinds your wealth into bread for itself, then it bleeds you dry, then it dines on the dead. The Fed went straight to your head. Mind what you hide and your size unsaid, and your eyes turn blind to the signs unread. Flag bright red, so you let it in bed. You let it inside, you'll see that it's fed. Never you mind that it grinds your mind, that it grinds yourself, then it bleeds you dry, then it dines on the dead. Here's where our leaders would see us all led.
They'll gladly pay you by the hour for a minute or so, so you can sign off on the towers where they'll piss on your home. And if you feel like you're just powerless to answer them no, it's 'cause you are. They'll gladly pay you by the hour for a minute or so, so you can sign off on the towers where they'll piss on your home. And if you feel like you're just powerless to answer them no, it's 'cause you are. It's 'cause you are.
stagnate, a living wage, snap the chains, bury it. Labor slaves in rusty cages dragged behind a chariot, led by Mr. Racial Jungle, Joseph R. Iscariot, fighting over scraps as they barrage us all with variants and BuzzFeed clickbait, straight until we're paralyzed, trying to distract us from the concentration camps that Joe had swore he'd close but only chose to amplify, where they got 50-something kids in cages made for 5 to occupy. And no, she hasn't seen the camps, but Harris swears they're paradise. She tells us the facilities are safe, and that right down to the women, they are regularly sterilized. Then she throws her head back and she proceeds to laugh, that sort of heartless cackle you'd expect from someone working steadfastly on behalf of the virus and a Congress full of parasites. And where was I? I was busy cashing every blue check, demonstrating plainly all the narratives expected from the verified. I was busy breeding verbal leeches by the terabyte. Train them to exsanguinate the wealthy while they sleep at night. Bleed the oil barons dry and barren. Say they showed us how to share and now we share alike. Tell them I contracted rabies from a feral mic. Now I'm just another species losing sleep to noise pollution and these glaring lights. Forced to change its habits and adapt to just survive. But now it's safe to say that some of us are thriving in the moment, throwing shit on presidential homes beneath the Paris skies. So if you feel like you're just powerless, I guess you bought the lie. But I can tell they're petrified of our collective might, 'cause I can hear those gentrifiers weeping at the sight of our collective rights. And I only can imagine the intensifying fear of knowing revolution's near. And all that's left to do is simply wallow in the thick anticipation of a rabid bite. And baby, one day you can ask your leaders just what that was like before you grab a slice. So if you think you're powerless, allow me now to change your mind. Honey, if you think you're powerless, allow me now to change your mind. See, they'll pay you hourly, tax them each apart, and build a shining tower out of loopholes and cards, and tell you that you're powerless to keep you in the dark because you aren't, because we aren't. You see, they'll pay you hourly, tax them each apart, and make you build a shining tower out of loopholes and cards, where they'll tell you that you're powerless to keep you in the dark because you aren't, because we aren't.
Independentleft.news. Indie.
What's up, Indie?
Indie News Network.
Indie.
I get news from Independent Left.
Independentleft.news.
Independentleft.news.
Indie Left Media.
Independent Left News.
Indie Left.
Independent Left News.
Independent Left Media.
Indie Media.
Indie Left.
Indie.
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 Indie Left News.
Indie Left.
Hi, Indie.
Indie Left News.
Subscribe to Indie News Network.
We're world building.
Your way of assisting, I feel like, is really cool.
Independentleft.news.
Independent Left News.
I'm a huge fan.
He created INN.
The founder of Independent News Network.
Indie is the founder of Indie News Network.
Thank you, Independentleft.news.
A huge thank you and shout out to Indie Left.
Everyone check out Indie Left News.
Hey, Indie Left.
Independentleft.news.
Indie.
Hi, Indie.
Indie Left. Indie Left News.
Indie News.
Independent Media.
Independent Left News has done an amazing job.
Well, hello everybody. Yay, we're back.
No.
We are back for another Sunday night. It is how do we miss that? Of course. And we've had a heck of a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a lot of fun.
Here we have.
We let's see. I was on Misty's radio show on Friday night or Thursday night. That was always fun. I spent 55 minutes hyping everybody else and talking about INN and everybody else, and that's basically what I'm up to. Is what I do is hype everyone else. So it's kind of fitting. And we fangirled out over Jesse and Tara and some other people. And yep, we got Jam Mom, we've got Rick, we've got Angel, INN member Angel Rivera. Go sub to his channel if you haven't already. Angel's been putting up some hilarious videos. He's been putting up some good fire videos on his own channel. The Handsome Cynic. He's also over on Rumble. I think we're backing up to Rumble.
And he's been putting a couple of videos up on INN as well. Give him some love at Angel J Rivera 08 on Twitter as well. Hook up our brother Angel. So yeah, it's we had also put out some Jesse clips, and what's really
going
funny.
On Misty's tomorrow.
That's right. Reef is going on Misty's tomorrow.
Going on Misty's tomorrow.
10 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night on TNTradio.live. It will be live, and it'll also be
next Wednesday. We have Jose Vega.
That's right.
Coming on INN.
That's right. We got Vega coming out. That's right. So this week, also I got to dress up as the Cat in the Hat and go to my kid's school and read it's Dr. Seuss. And in honor of that, and in honor of it being Dr. Seuss's birthday week, it was apparently Thursday, we put out a few INN clips featuring Jesse reading Dr. Seuss, Yertle the Turtle, as well as and a couple of bloopers, which actually have gotten tons more views than the actual stories themselves. So go and check out the Jesse clips and the Jesse playlist over at INN on YouTube, and you'll be able to hear all those. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then also I wanted to mention and give a shout out real quick. Gordon Dimmack started a Substack this week, partly I think because he saw some of the Indies Tech Tips videos and he saw the Misty had set one up and everything. But he did a live stream on Rumble that day where he was explaining why he was getting on Substack. And then he talked about Bill Gates after that. And he goes through this whole story. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it was a wonderful explanation of how do you talk to a family member that you think is completely gone to the dark side and bring them back and at least have a conversation. And in this case, it was that this woman thought that she had lost her father, to the right wingers in UK because he was going off about Bill Gates and why Bill Gates is controlling medicine. And it was really interesting to hear Gordon. And of course, Gordon breaks it all down and talks about Epstein and WHO and all the funding to all the media companies and everything else, the infiltration that's been happening. And so definitely go sub to Gordon Dimmack, Dimmack. He's over on Rumble. He just started a Rumble channel, just started a Substack. He's been over on YouTube, been over on Rockfin. I know he's big on TikTok too. So shout out to Gordon's doing great. I love that dude. He's just a sweetheart of a guy, and he's a huge Assange supporter. And that's going to be one of the stories that we talk about tonight. And I know I'm dragging. So I know Colin and Reef did a kick-ass stream this week for INN News, so definitely go check that out too over on indienews.network. Okay, so tonight we've got, so before we do that, let's do our little intro. How Do We Miss That is a live streaming podcast featuring articles written by independent journalists who expose corruption, cover the growing labor movement. It's not even growing, it's cover the labor movement, and challenge establishment narratives and talking points. We do that all the time. New episodes stream live like right now, Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Rockfin, Substack, Facebook, Telegram channels. Also simulcast and live stream to IndieLeft.news. So we're self-hosting so that nobody can shut us down. And then the podcast usually published within a couple days. Excuse me. I'm Indy. I'm the co-host. I'm the founder and editor of Indie Left News and Indie Media Today Substack. We've got co-host sitting next to me, this guy, Reef Breland. He is also INN's technical director. He's the creator of INN News and Reefer After Dark. He's also an engineer and a producer and a whole bunch of other stuff too. So we're both co-founders of IndieNews.network, a collaborative family of independent content creators. 18, 19, 20 is how many is still in question right now, but we're gonna work that all out. All the stories that you're going to see today were included in IndieLeft.news between this Sunday and Friday this week. There's a fire hose of stuff over there, and this is just a couple of stories that we were able to pick up. Make sure, please, share the link, like the stream, subscribe to our channels. We're heavily suppressed everywhere. And we're over on Rockfin, rockfin.com/INDLeftNews. We're over on rumble.com/C/independent left news. It's all spelled out. And of course, we're over on the YouTubes and we're over on all the Indie News Network channels. But I want to get to our main screen. That's going to have our thumbnail in it. And I also added in the logos of who we're going to be talking, who's going to be covering that today. So we're going to talk about Starbucks.
Can I see those?
No. Oh, that's right. I when we switched, I turned up. I just left the room. I left Reef sitting there. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Pop you out and bring you back. And there you are. And hello. Bye. Okay, so you saw my desktop and Jesse and me as the Blues Brothers. Yes, that's funny. Okay, so now sharing screen and not exiting out. Thank you very much. Go live. Now you can see my screen.
He does this every week, everyone. Every week.
This is only episode 70. This is only 18 months into this process. Okay. So, and we're also vertical and we're recording this for clipping and we'll definitely clip that up. Anyway. Yes, we've got your narrative. Yeah, I got your narrative right here, Anna Ringwald. Amen. Absolutely. And Oz, welcome. Ed Heller, Bacon, and Volcano Party. I'm all about it. But we're going to talk about Starbucks getting busted by the NLRB. We're going to talk about worker strikes. And, you know, we love to talk about labor. And then the baby formula shortage, which amazingly we covered ages ago, still a thing. But first, we're going to kick off with some Julian Assange talk. We haven't talked about Julian in a couple of weeks, and we try to keep that story alive as much as humanly possible all the time. Free Julian Assange. Oh boy, let's turn off the Rockfin chat. Hold on. There we go. Hey, now we can see all the logos. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, we're getting old. This is still season 1 at episode 70. I don't know if I'm going to flip seasons at 100 or just keep going like Joe Rogan. He's got. What is he at episode like 1826 or something like that? Anyway.
Who knows?
All right.
Something
So
like that.
The first one is an audio visual, and we haven't done enough Assange stories lately, we certainly haven't covered enough Caitllin Johnstone. And part of it is because
I like that she has Legos in her bag.
Well, of course she does. But her husband, Tim, is incredible on their YouTube channel and reading all of her articles. So I kind of feel bad bringing on an article of hers and reading it. It doesn't do them justice. So I kind of I love it. I share them and I include them in the updates and everything, but I just haven't covered one of her stories in a while. So obviously I think we all recognize what this photo is, and she's going to explain in a minute. And I'm going to play the YouTube video, but I first want to read the article and then listen to her tell it, because it's kind of heartbreaking in a way, but at the same time, it's important for us to keep it alive. And she's talking about the disappearing of Julian Assange in my wallet, specifically this picture. So she says in her wallet, she keeps a folded printout of an image of Julian Assange. Photo was taken on October 27th, 2021. I remember watching that on camera or on YouTube.
Yep.
It's blue, blurry, and velvety soft, a photo of the CCTV feed of the prisoner's dock at the moment he suffered a stroke. This is the last known image of Julian Assange. The disappearing of the image of Julian Assange has been slowly taking place since he entered into the Ecuadorian embassy 13 years ago. Internally, he was the most surveilled person on the planet, but publicly, photos were rare. And then, for the last 3 years, he's been held in a maximum security prison where the taking of images is strictly forbidden. For me, the irony of the last known image of Julian Assange being of his brain mid-explosion is a powerful visual metaphor for how he himself, the idea of Julian Assange, WikiLeaks journalism, a free press, and all he stands for is being surgically wiped from the public's consciousness in a deliberate inducement of global aphasia. This is censorship via amnesia. This is the psychological disappearing of Julian Assange. And this is why I carry this photo in my wallet, because I refuse to forget. That's the video, and I have it queued up. So let me just switch real quick and turn off. Let's go to the thumbnail for a second. I'll turn off the slideshow. Click in here, escape out, go here. Bip.
Click Control Tab to change tabs, by the way.
Thank you.
I think. You're welcome.
All right, let's
set
go
it
back.
as a button on one of my
Here we go. Hey, perfect.
mouses.
Okay.
Niece.
Mice.
In my wallet, I keep a folded printout of an image of Julian Assange. The photo was taken on October 27, 2021.
That's okay.
It is blue, blurry, velvety soft, and it's a photo of the CCTV feed of the prisoner's dock at the moment he suffered a stroke. This is the last known image of Julian Assange.
Is that Caitlin's actual voice?
The disappearing of the image of Julian Assange has been slowly taking place since he entered the Ecuadorian embassy 13 years ago. Internally, he was one of the most surveilled people on the planet, but publicly, photos were rare. And then, for the last 3 years, he has been held in a maximum security prison where the taking of images is strictly forbidden. For me, the irony of the last known image of Julian Assange being of his brain mid-explosion is a powerful visual metaphor for how he himself, the idea of Julian Assange, of WikiLeaks, of journalism, of the free press, of everything he stands for, is being surgically wiped from the public's consciousness in a deliberate inducement of global aphasia. This is censorship via amnesia. This is a psychological disappearing of Julian Assange. And this is why I carry this photo in my wallet, because I refuse to forget.
Yep.
He gets me all
Good
the
stuff,
time.
though. She is a good painter.
She's a good at everything. She's a good at everything.
And we need to hear that voice more, Caitlin. It's good shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
She does.
I saw her doing Daniel Ellsberg as well.
Yeah. She wrote a poem called The Wizard. And we played it one night on Action for Assange, and she breaks me. Like,
Thanks.
listen, that's also, she reads the poem in on her YouTube, and it's really, wow. She's something. I love that woman. Indie Media Award honoree. Oh, and yeah, so Indie Media Award honoree. One of these days, Caitllin will actually get an address to mail your award to, but she's on the website, indiemediaawards.com. You can check that out. Here, there's the little Indie Media Awards thing. What was that? I don't know.
Just the Indie Media Awards sound effect. You didn't know?
Oh. No, I didn't.
Every what?
Oh, I guess now we have one of those.
Or you could.
Yes,
we could go like, yay.
Yes, have some. That's weird. I'm trying to make your BOX a little bigger, but it's not working. Anyway, so, hey, wait a minute. I got to go back to slideshow. Hey, now it's going to fit right. Okay. So, the other half of the Julian Assange story, now that I've stalled and trying to gather myself again, is interesting from Wyatt Reed, of all people. Wyatt posted an article on his Substack earlier in the week. CIA secretly hunting Assange activists. Bombshell report suggests, like, wait a minute, what? I thought we already kind of knew this, but he's saying from late night break-ins and wiretaps to political persecutions, death threats, and conspicuous surveillance, almost nothing is off limits, we know, in the push to neutralize Julian's support network. So what new evidence do we have here? Well, activists, lawyers, and journalists we know linked to Julian were being subjected to extensive surveillance and intimidation, an explosive new report has detailed. Wait, there's a new report out? Yeah, there actually is. Individuals have been hacked, tracked, burglarized, threatened with death, thrown in jails for years on dubious charges. And while the identity of the perpetrators has yet to be conclusively proven, victims say it's clear who's behind the campaign of harassment and spying, the CIA. What a shock. In a recent interview with Der Spiegel, hacker and internet neutrality activist Andy Mueller-Magoon, who links the incidents to the CIA's classification of WikiLeaks as hostile in 2017, condemned the tactics as intimidation surveillance by U.S. intelligence agencies and their collaborators abroad, saying, quote, "The point all these years has been to make it abundantly clear we're out to get you." Yeah. I don't really think that this is much of a surprise.
I'm surprised you didn't say Der Spiegel without going like, Spiegel!
Der
like,
Spiegel?
You kind of have to.
Der Spiegel? Yes.
Spiegel.
Kind of have to. Spiegel and Spiegel.
Precious.
Yes. Protect Misty at all costs by all means, Rick. That's what we're here to do. All right. So this guy, Muller Magoon, whose phone was reportedly physically tapped with a field programmable gate array carrying U.S.-made chips and which, quote, cannot be detected with a normal frequency locator, unquote, was just one of many apparent victims targeted by the CIA for their association with WikiLeaks, as Trump liked to call it. After the, of course, groundbreaking website was labeled a hostile intelligence agency by then CIA Director Mike Pompeo, who was running for president in 2024, in 2017, those in Assange's orbit reported the unnerving tactics weren't far behind. Yeah, we've heard this before. By declaring WikiLeaks not to be a journalistic outlet, but rather an enemy intelligence service, the CIA gave itself permission to take the gloves off. And a former senior counterintelligence official later told, of course, Yahoo News and Michael Isikoff that, quote, there seem to be no boundaries anymore. Even his own lawyer, even Julian's own lawyer, Aitor Martinez, acknowledged that it is technically possible that it's simply a coincidence so many of Assange's cohorts began reporting being stalked and harassed by Americans at the same time. But yes, who could actually believe that? It's a vendetta against Julian Assange. For his team, there's no question that Assange, the WikiLeaks organization, and everyone surrounding Julian are being systematically monitored and intimidated, whether supporters, journalists, lawyers, or family members. Martinez himself is reportedly no stranger to the unsavory activities of U.S. intel services. What do you mean? Having served as Julian's legal counsel for the better part of a decade, he also described a series of unsettling events which indicate that he's being monitored and harassed by CIA. What a shock. So, shortly after Pompeo declared WikiLeaks a hostile intelligence agency, Martinez said that his wife was accosted by a stranger in the streets of the Paraguayan capital, Montevideo, if I remember correctly, who grabbed her by the arm and whispered to her in English, "Watch your cell phone." Immediately afterwards, 230 screenshots of photos, private emails, and text messages suddenly appeared on her cell phone, apparently sent from Martinez's phone, which he said he hadn't touched. Quote, then when we left in a hurry, a man with a plug in his ear followed us at the airport, waving a friendly goodbye, he added.
Goodbye.
Oh, bye. Have a good time. Isn't that what you your closer?
Great time.
Yeah, thank you. His harassers.
Bye. Have a great time.
Yeah, his harassers didn't stop there. However, Martinez said that they've since been broken into both his office and his apartment in Madrid. Notice how I'm going with the Castilian accent there.
Madrid, very good.
Madrid.
Yeah, dude. Madrid.
So he reportedly had surveillance footage showing 3 masked men enter his place of work in the dead of night in December 2017. According to the footage, the burglars spent 6 minutes searching for something they're apparently unable to find before stealing a leg of ham from the kitchen. Okay. Quote, I've handled many delicate cases in my life. I've been threatened, sometimes even by police, but I've never experienced this level of intimidation, he said. He said that the perpetrators appear to be acting at the direction of the CIA, shows why it's so worrisome that Assange could be extradited to the U.S., of course, which repeatedly has insisted that the jail WikiLeaks founder will receive a fair trial, and we all know that that's never going to happen. So this is the end of the Wyatt Reed article, and I messaged Wyatt because I happen to have a DM access to him. And by the way, I think they're even open if you follow each other in new mutuals. But so I said to him, I'm going to cover the story. I think it's important on Sunday night. Is there anything else that you can add? So he says, actually, yeah, I got the article. The Der Spiegel article was from a guy named Tariq Haddad. And Tariq, it was written in German, but he actually translated it into English. And here's the link. And there's actually a lot more there if you want to take a look. So I'm like, fuck yeah, thank you. So this was actually about 2 weeks earlier, about 2 weeks ago. And Tariq It was by Von Jens Glusing and Jörg Schindler. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
But that says, this says, quote, at one point, a lawyer in London lost her laptop. At another, a journalist researching Assange's case had medical data stolen. The office of Assange's Spanish defense lawyers was broken into in a bizarre way. In Ecuador, a Swedish software developer, Ola Bini, had been held in country for nearly 4 years on flimsy grounds. Elsewhere, Assange supporters who preferred to remain anonymous reported similar spooky incidents. This is not a surprise to anyone who follows...
Spooky indeed.
Spoopy. This is not a surprise to anyone who closely follows the Julian Assange case. They routinely intimidate and mess with the supporters and the journalists and the people who are trying to accurately and honestly report on the persecution of what they're doing to this man. That they are connected cannot be proven, nor has it been possible to determine the authors beyond doubt in any case. So far, it could be a matter of coincidences. Aitor Martinez again quoted, it's a vendetta, focused on not only on companions of family members, but also on lawyers and journalists who by law should be particularly protected from wiretapping. So they go back and they're telling a timeline of all the different times that they know that they had tapped him or illegally surveilled him. So at this point, he's living in the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where he fled in 2012 to avoid possible deportation. And guess who called him a high-tech terrorist? It's our creepy Uncle Joe. Yeah, Joe Biden. So that was in 2014. People who visit Assange at the embassy.
I did want to go back real quick to the leg of ham.
The leg of lamb. Yeah, leg of ham. Like, come on.
Yes. Do you know how much? We're in Spain, correct?
Oh yeah, a leg of ham is real expensive. That's like $500 at least.
Yeah, jamón ibérico is like, I mean, on Amazon, like $1,300 for one leg.
Wow.
So, and that's like, they definitely go more than that. You can get some pretty pricey jamón ibérico.
Patricia, welcome. How are you over on the Rockfins? Hi. Thanks for hanging out. So what this is also saying is that people who visit Assange at the embassy, according to this new lawsuit, fall unsuspectingly before camera traps, copies of their passports, recordings of private encounters end up in the wrong hands. Among those affected are celebrities such as Yoko Ono, Pamela Anderson, Michael Moore, but, and I think we've heard this too, also journalists such as Snowden investigator Glenn Greenwald and employees of Spiegel, as well as quite a few lawyers. Freedom of the press, client confidentiality apparently no longer count everywhere in the Pompeo era. And it's really interesting that because he has never been in the United States to break, never been a United States citizen to break U.S. laws and hasn't been in the U.S. this entire time, that they are then, they should at least apply all the U.S. laws across the board, and he should be offered freedom of the press protection, but somehow he's not. But they did mention Ola Bini, probably one of the most monitored people in Ecuador, and this, I believe, was written right before he was released from prison after 4 years. But 3 or 4 security services are on his heels, he says. Yet even without the constant surveillance, he would have had little chance of escaping. Every Friday, he has to report to the public prosecutor's office and is not allowed to leave the country. So the situation is destroying him psychologically. So this is Ola Bini's trial.
Why is he not allowed to leave?
And he won the trial.
Yeah.
He won in January 2022. Finally present evidence. The fed-up judge asked the prosecution on the 4th day of the trial unsuccessfully. Finally, the trial was adjourned again and again until he was acquitted January 31st of this year, completely unexpectedly. A happy ending, however, still a long time coming since the public prosecutor's office immediately filed an appeal. So that's why he can't leave, because he's under appeal. So he continues to be barred from leaving the country. The day after the verdict, he says his surveillance even increased with people who'd been tailing him now openly carrying. So,
yep. Openly carrying?
Openly carrying in Ecuador. One of the things, and I asked Wyatt, so this is Ola Bini saying that he's being trailed by open carry agents of some kind. So I asked Wyatt, so like what's like the new part of this? And he's like, well, it's that we knew that they were actually like tracking these guys at the embassy, but what's new is that we did not know that out in the field, in the wild, he said, quote, yeah, I mean, we've known they took tons of info and recorded the conversations, but chasing them out into the wild is new. So that's why I said that there was some new information, and this is a good article written by Wyatt, and I appreciate him doing so. He's a good dude. At Wyatt Reed, 13, I believe, is his handle on, at WYATT Reed, just like you can see down there. 13 is his handle. He's also got a Substack.
Like my name, but with a D.
Right. That's it, just like what Tara calls you all the time, or types you. Typos. His Substack is called End of.
Well, normally hers is like her last name, you know.
Right? It's the same thing, yeah.
Not her last name, the other Reed.
Yeah, exactly. The End of Empire is Wyatt's Substack. So give him a sub. And we got a merch store, IndependentLeft.shop. That's where you can get all this stuff. Or there's a new link called INNmerch.com. INNmerch.com is going to have links to our merch store, as well as the Big Man Crab merch store and the INN merch store, all from one central hub. And we're going to be able to link.
Take my money.
Yeah, I know. We're going to be able to link all the other merch stores for all the other members. Anyone who has them, we're going to be able to link to that hub as well. So that's the reason for INNmerch.com. You see, I added for Indies Tech Tips. There's a little notebook. We got the flip flops for How Do We Miss That with the Bongfather on it. We also got a tank top in there. We're gonna have to get rid of the knit cap because we're getting out of winter time now. But all right, so
buy
that
the
was
stuff.
Our first story.
Buy it.
Do it.
They're trying to intimidate Assange supporters. They're trying to erase him, as Caitllin says. So free Julian Assange. Can I say that enough? Free Julian Assange like now and like yesterday. And journalism isn't a crime, and publishing isn't a crime, and he's absolutely a journalist, and nobody's ever died from anything that he published, but a lot of people died from the stuff that he uncovered and from the crimes that he uncovered.
Yep.
So, all right.
Yes, sir.
Next story. Let's jump into it. Holy shit. Baby formula. Really? We're still talking about baby formula. Yes. InTheseTimes put out a great article about this. Okay. So this is, I don't know why I forgot to get the title capped, but anyway, Amber Romero's son, Max, has known nothing but a formula shortage. He was born February 2022, same month that the largest formula plant in the country closed down as well to recall it. We covered this last year. This has left Romero, a breast cancer survivor who had to rely on formula, in an impossible situation. All right. Oh, here, you know what, Angel, that's a good idea. Let's put all the hashtags in there real quick. Boom. All right. So her son's only food source is routinely missing, and only through perseverance, a network of friends and strangers on the internet have they been able to piece together a steady supply as long as they have. Now, luckily, Max turns 1 this month, and he's going to now begin going off of formula, so it'll be a somber reminder that the shortage has outlasted them and not the other way around. Quote, we never had any normalcy with this situation. I don't know what it's like to grab a few things at the grocery store and just pick up some formula. And that's disgraceful, heartbreaking, and angering as a parent myself. That's one of the reasons that I told Reef, this is going to be a long story and you're going to get a little bored by this because I'm a parent and this matters to me. I had to go through this shit for my kids, and this angers the crap out of me. Quote, we never had any normalcy with this situation.
People can't afford to feed their babies.
Right. Romero's 41 years old.
It's also the fact that we've made kids rely on formula. So,
well, that's a whole other argument here.
Nestle.
Well, to a point, Similac, also the Similac family, that's Abbott Labs now. But the ongoing formula shortage, which peaked in May and June last year, has largely fallen out of public awareness. In-stock numbers have improved. Country appears to have moved on to the next crisis, though a scarcity of eggs, parents noted, of course, is not as panic-inducing as the shortage of the one food many babies eat. Yet, Families in many parts of the country still report bare store shelves and limited options, particularly in rural communities with fewer retailers. Not really a surprise. Big box stores, including CVS and Target, continue to limit how much formula you can buy at one time. And starting next month, low-income families who rely on federal assistance to pay for formula will have even fewer options as waivers enacted during the height of the crisis begin to expire. That actually happened on March 1st. And then they're showing empty shelves of Similac formula in Target, of course. So by now, the shortage has been going on for so long.
Why you gotta slide? Oh, because they're like, I feel you. It's just those weird packaging.
It's just
like on the front
photo.
of things.
Yep. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that's not weird packaging. That's
yeah, it's like, I know, it's like a move this and then get your stuff. Like,
it's not even just move this. You literally probably have to get a manager. I think that's for like security purposes. So that yeah,
I see. So that people can't steal food for their children.
It's not wide enough. Oh, it's gross. It's Target. So by now, the shortage has been going on for so long. And Target's like one of the most expensive places to buy formula, by the way. Although the powdered stuff, I think I used to get there pretty often.
Right.
By now, the shortage has been going on so long, all types of formula are missing from stores, not just the sensitive brands that were initially, which is what my kid took, and are still in short supply. Romero's son drinks Enfamil Neuro Pro, which is a brand that wasn't even manufactured at the Abbott nutrition plant that shut down last year. Enfamil is a brand of Wreck-It. I can't believe I'm going to wreck it, like Wreck-It Ralph, which of course was the second largest formula producer in the United States until recently, when it took over more than 50% of the market share from Abbott after desperate parents switched their kids over. Holy crap. In the past year, Romero turned to friends at her home of Des Moines, Iowa for help on social media, posting to Facebook when she was low and asking others to look out for her son's brand. I mean, Facebook groups, literally saving babies' lives. I'm not kidding. The added pressure she feels as a first-time parent navigating the sea of unknowns that's already come with a new baby has felt suffocating at times. I can't even imagine, in pandemic times, having to deal and navigate with putting a mask on an infant, like when and how, like, it's heartbreaking. And I know there aren't that many times now, but like you take them to a doctor's office, they still make you put a mask on a kid. So as soon as I start to see our formula stash go down, it's almost like panic for me. Yeah. My husband sometimes thinks I'm overreacting. I don't know if it's a motherly instinct type thing pulling through, but it's stressful. I believe that. So a formula shortage like this was poised to happen at any moment if just one component of the supply chain broke down. And because of heavy regulation, only 3 companies, Abbott, Reckitt, and Gerber, controlled almost the entire formula market in the U.S. at the start of the shortage. Between them, they operate just 9 factories, and the one that shut down was the largest. And on top of that, as much as 65% of all formulas purchased by families on food stamps, WIC, supplemental program for low-income women and children. All right. State contracts limit the types of formula that they can even buy, so when shortages begin, shelves emptied quickly. What a shock, right? It's one of those things where you don't really know how messed up the system is until the system breaks completely. Great. I love hearing that, right? It's one of those things, again, I don't know why that's there twice. That's Alyssa Scheimer, who's the president for government relations at Moms Rising, right? So they've worked with President Joe Biden's administration on solutions to the formula crisis. Joseph or Robin at Biden. Where am I? I don't know. The same communities that struggle with access to food are seeing those issues again with the formula shortage, and there hasn't been a clear answer from the Biden administration or the private companies as to why those distribution challenges have lingered for a year. Low-income families.
That's the only way you can find room to pay for it.
You creepy bastard. Low-income families and parents of color are more likely to be on food stamps, WIC, and purchase formula, while also being overrepresented in jobs that don't allow them the flexibility to pump or breastfeed. Parents of color are also less likely to live near hospitals that offer breastfeeding support. By the time babies are 6 months old, when they generally start consuming food as well as milk, only about 19% of Black women and 24% of Latinas are still exclusively breastfeeding, compared with 27% of white women, according to a 2019 CDC estimate. Well, I got a big question about CDC estimates, and we've learned a lot about the CDC and how it's basically controlled by a cartel. And I would not be saying, we know that the pharmaceutical companies, including Abbott and Reckitt and Gerber, would all be involved in funding that too. And we'll pause for a reef bong break right there. But the formula crisis.
Why would we pause?
I don't know. The formula crisis is a microcosm. The broader systemic challenges that are facing low-income families accessing basic necessities, and not just access, but real access to basic necessities. And that's Jamila Taylor, and she's president and CEO of National WIC Organization, which is a nonprofit that works with state and local WIC agencies. And she said their partners on the ground have also found that higher income people from other communities have gone into neighborhoods with higher need and purchased formula there. Isn't that nice? So, the middle class and wealthy area, they ran out of formula. So let's go down. Let's go down to the ghetto. They probably got formula down there. That's literally what they're saying. That's gross.
That's fucked up.
Yep. Those that have contributed to the shortage among the other families that need it. Okay. There are still some real challenges on the ground. And to be quite honest, the White House, they weren't as responsive as they should have been initially when it came to this issue. So we're kind of still trying to play catch up. This is what we're dealing with. Shelves that look like this.
Yep.
I can't even imagine as a parent. I'm going out to Target to pick up some formula. This orange Similac, that's what one of my kids used to use. The other one used to have a special one that I had to. What?
I was gonna put that on the soundboard. Like, what was it? The food is poison.
Oh my god, that was
the
so
food
fun.
is poison.
Oh, yeah.
Like this is part of like. I mean, we've covered this about 1,000 ways. My river of melted butter, like
river of melted butter.
They've been a river of melted butter. They like it's food shortages everywhere on practically everything. Like, and what isn't there is poison. It's all got lead in it and like. Heavy metals,
poison. Yep, we are,
and not the good heavy metals.
No, definitely not. There's also there's ever chemicals and forever chemicals. Right, that's PFAS, forever chemicals, in water,
microplastics.
Yep, yeah, we're doing great.
Yep.
This is fine.
We're
According
doing
to the data from Nielsen IQ, of course, we know Nielsen, our friends over at Nielsen. And on average, about 13% of formula stock has been missing from store shelves over the past 8 weeks. At the worst of the shortage in late May, about 24% of stock was missing. The shortage is worst in southern states, including Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, as well as Colorado, California.
Where people are making more babies.
Maybe, but also Colorado and California, lots of free weed out there. Lots of free, not weed, but legal weed out there. Where 15 to 20% of formula was out of stock over the past 2 months. 20% of formula out of stock. Welcome to America, folks.
Yep.
Land of the abundance. Nationwide, about 16% of families reported difficulty obtaining formula during the first week of January, according to the Census Bureau. Marginalized communities struggle the most. 30% of, Latinx families, thank you, InTheseTimes, and 19% of black families reported difficulty. Latinx, compared with 12% of white families. Yep. About 8% of families said they had less than a week of formula on hand. We never really kept more than 2 weeks of formula. It even goes bad. Plus, you never know when the kids are going to not need it. So you don't want to keep more than a month, usually. Half of all families said that they switched formula brands, and 35% received formula online or from family and friends, while some turned to more drastic options, including watering formula down, which is 5%, or making their own. Okay, I guess, like, if you're gonna, like,
I mean, what, powdered milk and like,
I don't know. I think they're talking about like making your own baby food, maybe, like, mashed peas and whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
Sure, Nanners.
So Andrea Ippolito, who's founder of Simply Fed, which is a virtual breastfeeding and baby feeding support platform. How interesting. They can make a fucking buck out of anything. Said that a year later, the frustration among her clients, clients is that no systemic changes have been put into place. What a surprise. These are our more vulnerable humans, and we put Band-Aids on huge gaping holes in the system. We have too few players that have too much control of the market. Wow, monopoly? Go figure. The federal government is still trying to piece together exactly what went wrong. Well, we know what went wrong. Just ask Judd Legume. Department of Justice last month opened a criminal investigation into the Abbott, into the Abbott facility in Michigan that shut down on February 17, 2022. They had letters going back to October or November warning them of what was happening in that plant then, and they ignored it. Initially, the FDA launched an investigation into Abbott after 4 infants became sick with bacterial infections. Abbott said further investigations found, quote, no definitive link between its formula and the baby's illnesses. Of course it didn't. We investigated ourselves and we found that we're just fine. All right. This is another one where they're limiting the baby formula to 4 per guest. And hey, how about that? A whistleblower complaint alerted the FDA to potential safety concerns at the Michigan plant in October 2021. It feels like I just said that, but it didn't reach the highest officials at the FDA until February 22, thanks to red tape, a breakdown in communication that contributed to the botched response to the crisis. Last month, the head FDA official overseeing the formula shortage, Frank Giannis, resigned as a result. The FDA is now beginning a significant overhaul of its entire food safety division, with plans to put one person in charge of overseeing food safety and policy. God, what could possibly go wrong there? A food and safety czar. Let's see. Are they going to have possibly worked for one of these pharmaceutical / formula / Monsanto companies before? My guess is probably. The FDA said in a statement that ensuring the availability of safe infant formula is, quote, one of the most utmost importance to the agency. Of course it is. And adding that it has made significant progress in the last year in its efforts to ensure nutritious, safe infant formulas, including specialty metabolic formulas. Okay. That what they're talking about is Alimentum. That's what my kid actually had to use because she had some kind of thing about a lactose. So they're on store shelves for those who rely on these products. So as the federal response is ongoing, it will likely be some time before the situation stabilizes for consumers. And that, again, just angers the shit out of me. I don't think that enough people know that this is still going on and need to keep the pressure on and need to keep talking about this. And people need to know what's going on. So in December, Robert Caitllin, who is Reckitt's Senior VP of North America and Europe Nutrition, said he expects the shortage to persist to some degree until at least the spring, which means that into the fall. In the meantime, tariffs on international formula have been reinstated after Congress's Formula Act expired at the end of 2022. I saw somebody actually mention foreign formula. All right. That means it'll be more costly for stores to stock these formula. Baba Yaga, I agree with you, except that my kids use this stuff and you think it should be more expensive for everyone to have it, except my wife couldn't pump and couldn't produce, and you got to feed your kids something. So what are you going to do? I don't know what the answer is, but it's all happening as the waivers created for families on food stamps started to phase out in the coming months, leaving no safety net. So as of March 1st, food stamp participants will once again be limited on which brand of formula they can purchase using the program. States have a contract with a singular manufacturer, either Abbott, Reckitt, or Gerber, which have held all WIC contracts for 3 decades. That's not a monopoly or anything. At the start of the shortage, a rule was relaxed to allow WIC families to purchase whatever formula they could find, but soon they'll be restricted to the formula their state contracts with again. And if there's a shortage on May 1st, they're no longer to be able to use WIC to buy larger or varied container sizes of formula, eliminating flexibility also designed to increase availability for families. Formula comes in either powder or liquid form in multiple sizes. And then by July 1st, all these flexibilities that allowed families to purchase imported specialty formulas with WIC will also expire. Advocates, of course, want to see all these changes made permanent. They can't be temporary changes because we can't go through this again. We saw it blow up for families and be such a challenging issue, not to mention the mental health impact that it has on moms. Like it's brutal, right? So this is not too far from me because I'm in New Jersey. So Caitllin Nagy, who's a mother of an 18-month-old and a 4-month-old, has now been through the formula shortage with both of her kids. Her older daughter was still on formula, a specific Enfamil brand for children with dairy allergies called Nutramegan, when the shortage began. But Nagy couldn't find Nutramegan at the start of 22, driving to 7, 8, or 9 different stores to try to find it. Even though she had WIC and even though her state contracted with Enfamil already, she said her local WIC office couldn't ship her the formula after March 2022. They couldn't find it either. So when her son was born in September, they were okay until about November, when she started noticing that his formula, a sensitive type called Enfamil Gentilese, which I also gave my kids for a little bit, was also missing from stores. Mm-hmm. They began buying larger boxes of powder formula at $50 each, which was the only thing left. It lasted them at most about 2 weeks. Yeah. She says she can't keep doing that, and it's super stressful. So some changes to the program could help parents in the case of another shortage. Allowing families to use WIC to purchase items online can help mitigate the added transportation and regional issues with shortage for families who are already low income. So allowing them to use their WIC benefits in another state. That's another thing that could potentially help. So she's got people begging, where can you find this in West Virginia? Where Brianna Dietrich runs a Facebook group for parents searching for formula. That's a constant issue.
Well,
gross. The families in rural area that she helps live near the border with Ohio, and on her Facebook page, which has nearly doubled in size since May, it's often the case that families in more than one state, in one state, have the formula family is looking for in another, but parents may not have the funds to travel to get it or to pay for formula without using the food stamp cards. So, yeah, again, she's got people begging, where can you find this? Her youngest daughter was on the formula when the shortage began. Okay. When she said the impact on her family was profound. When her eldest daughter was recently out on the town for a cheerleading competition, she sent her a picture of the formula aisle at a grocery store, and her older son reflexively walked down the formula aisle where he stopped at a Kroger, sent a photo to his mom. In both photos, the shelves were largely empty. The fact that my children are teenagers see it because they've been there with the baby, the mental side of this, I'm still not okay. Like it's taxing families. There's a few potential solutions in the works. FDA announced last month that it's creating a pathway, quote unquote, for international formula providers brought in during the shortage to continue marketing their products while simultaneously working toward FDA accreditation to stay in the U.S. market. 11 companies have expressed interest in doing so. I'm sure they're all multi-billion-dollar conglomerate multinationals. The agency is using a pandemic data analysis tool to help track in-stock rates of formula and anticipate shortages. We talked about that before. That's coming from Nielsen IQ. It's also helping establishing a new Office of Critical Foods to manage oversight of medical foods and formula that people rely on as their single source of nutrition. I think that's a great idea. In California, now this is a bad idea, a bill's been introduced that would create a formula stockpile for the state, similar to supply buildups for medication. Abbott also recently announced plans to open a second U.S. plant in Ohio, but commercial production of formula isn't slated until 2027. You got another 4 years before that thing becomes operational.
Right.
So this lawyer said that in working with the administration, it's clear that some of the issues are down to the private companies. Quote, the administration can't get into a truck and distribute formula from a private manufacturer, so some of the concerns are hyper-localized, but federal government does have the ability to make permanent the regulations it changed in the last year. The moment to act is now. Yeah. While that crisis is still really fresh in the minds of a lot of people, now this I thought was so fucked up in Libby. All right, it's basically saying never use a crisis. Never miss a crisis to take an opportunity to scare the shit out of people. And that's basically what she's saying here, is that there's far more that probably could be done in this area to make sure that nothing happens in the future. we're not totally out of the woods. It should never be that one factory goes down and the entire country is thrown into a tailspin. I'll totally agree. So what comes next won't soon erase the pain of the past year. Ms. Romero said that she felt misled by formula companies and the federal government when they gave assurances at the height of the shortage in the spring that the situation would stabilize in a few months, and it's a year later and it still hasn't. It's gotten better, but not in certain areas and not for certain people, and especially not for lower income. But that help never came in time for her and her son. Kind of like, what is it now? What's causing the holdup now? We as a country say that we want to put our kids in first, and we don't. We failed as mothers and kids so much. Yeah. I think we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I think we're done with this one. Baby formula. Jeez. The last two, the other two stories are a whole lot better. So to answer your question on the restream chat stuff, yeah, it does fling it from INN over to Indie Left News. I think that's how it's going, and vice versa, so that you guys could see each other on all the different channels.
And Facebook and
plus the different
Twitch
platforms too, Facebook, Twitch as well. I think just those three are linked together, and then I also have the ability to put a single chat up here like this. You can't stockpile that stuff, right? Like I said, it doesn't have a long enough shelf life exactly yet. Baba Yaga has ideas about how you could do that. How you can make your own formula. Only
if it's better than nothing, I'm betting.
No, I'm sure it is, and I'm sure there are definitely ways to make it. So let's check out what happened with Starbucks this week. I know Sabby covered this, but not very many people did, because not very many people talk about what happens with the NLRB. But there was a historic labor ruling which slams, quote, egregious and widespread misconduct by Starbucks. Another Indie Media Award honoree, Common Dreams, good outlet. Once in a while, little to the Democratic hopeful side, little to the optimism side that we're a little doomery, but I still think they do great work. Jessica Corbett's one of the best, member of the All-Star team. So this is... There we go. There's our Indie Media Awards sound effect. So, building on a series of blows to Starbucks on Wednesday, the federal administrative law judge, found the coffee giant committed, quote, hundreds of unfair labor practices at stores and in and near Buffalo, New York, the origin of the national unionization wave. In a lengthy ruling, the NLRB judge, Michael A. Rosas, called out the Seattle-based company, like we said, for egregious and widespread misconduct, demonstrating a general disregard for the employees' fundamental rights. That's pretty strong language. The judge ordered Starbucks to cease a long list of anti-union activities, rehire illegally fired employees, reimburse those impacted by unlawful conduct, rescind disciplinary actions, and reopen closed stores. How they order them to do that, I don't know. But according to Rebecca Jivan, an associate professor of labor studies at Rutgers, told the WAPO that, quote, to order a company to reopen stores that it closed should be embarrassing for Starbucks. Well, yes, but I'm guessing they're going to fight it. The judge also ordered a meeting or meetings scheduled to ensure the widest possible attendance, during which a notice to employees and an explanation of rights will be read by CEO Howard Schultz, Senior VP of Operations Denise Nelson, or an NLRB agent. I guarantee you Howard Schultz is not going to read that. A video of the reading must also be distributed to workers electronically or by mail. In an emailed statement to Bloomberg, Starbucks said that, quote, we believe the decision and the remedies order are inappropriate given the record in this matter and are considering all options to obtain further legal review. Of course you are. Of course they're going to appeal it. The outlet noted that rulings by NLRB judges can be appealed to labor board members in Washington and can be appealed in federal appeals court. The agency can order policies changed and workers reinstated, but lacks authority to hold executives personally liable or make companies pay punitive damages for violations. Nor can they actually make them reopen a new store. Meanwhile, Starbucks employees from the area and across the United States celebrated the quote-unquote historic ruling. Local organizer barista Michael Sanabria declared that after waiting through months of stalling tactics and the slow wheel of justice to turn, this will reinvigorate and re-energize the momentum of this movement. Well, I certainly hope he's right. Gary Bonadonna, that's a funny name, is that manager of the Starbucks Workers United Rochester Regional Joint Board, all right, said that, quote, when workers launched their organizing campaign in the summer of 2021, we could never have imagined the lengths Starbucks would go to try to stop employees from exercising their legal right to organize, unquote. Well, clearly you didn't understand Howard Schultz, you didn't understand Starbucks, and you didn't understand Wall Street and big business. So this guy says...
Wait till we get to Gary Bonadonna III.
Gary says that this ruling proves that what we've been saying all along, Starbucks is the poster child of union busting in the United States, as is Amazon. Quote, we are thrilled, okay, that the company is being held accountable for their actions and will continue to fight until every Starbucks worker wins the right to organize. Very flowery, very strong, but let's see what happens. The ruling came after dozens of white-collar Starbucks workers... from
Bonadonna? Belladonna.
Right.
What?
So dozens of white-collar workers on Wednesday endorsed a letter calling out the company for requiring them to return to the office and interfering with the unionization efforts at stores nationwide. Also on Wednesday, Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee Chair Bernie Sanders announced next week that the panel will vote on whether to subpoena Howard Schultz, who has refused to testify voluntarily. Tough day for Starbucks and its CEO.
Of course.
Right? And that's what More Perfect Union, which is Shakir, who was Bernie's campaign manager. He started More Perfect Union after he left the campaign. Great outlet, they really are.
Right.
They might want to consider not engaging in constant illegal union busting. And I actually grabbed a copy of the tweet that Starbucks Workers United had put out. Quote, in a historic decision, Administrative Law Judge Michael A. Rosas of the NLRB issued his 204-page decision finding Starbucks violated federal labor law hundreds of times in Buffalo, New York alone. This was a whole thread, so instead of putting it out as tweets, I grabbed a thread reader. In the sweeping decision, he ordered several rare remedies reserved for the most extreme cases, including reopening the Buffalo store Starbucks closed in retaliation for union activity, ordering them to bargain with the union at its Camp Road location, even though the union lost the election there due to the irredeemable nature of Starbucks violations. These are more specifics about what happened.
I love how those are like extreme measures. Like,
Well, extreme that a government agency is forcing a private company to do it, yes. That they have to reinstate 7 workers that they illegally terminated in retaliation for their union activity.
Yes. Yeah, that's somehow extreme. Like, again, seems like normal stuff to make a company do.
Right. Requiring them to post a 13-page notice of their violations in all of its stores in the U.S. for the duration of the national organizing campaign. I like that. Requiring them to post the same notice on all platforms it communicates with employees across the country, including text message, email, and its own intranet platforms. They've got to tell everyone. It's requiring him to be present for a notice, reading, okay? Now, I didn't read that he has to be present. It could be him, an NLRB person, or a VP, and distributing a recording of the notice reading to all Starbucks employees. Paying dozens of Buffalo area workers back pay and consequential damages for Starbucks retaliatory actions. They didn't say that in a Common Dreams article, so I'm glad we read this, including cutting their hours, withholding promotions, denying transfer requests, amongst a laundry list of other violations. So that's awesome. Shout out, support, solidarity with all our brothers and sisters over at Starbucks. Baristas are people too. And baristas are hard workers. They're fucking really hard workers, actually. And they put up with an inordinate amount of shit from the general public. So I give them a ton of credit and love. And Dave Burt, welcome. And thank you for hanging out over on the Rockfins. And I love seeing you over in Sabby Sab's chat too. And I'm looking forward to seeing your email whenever you decide to send one over. Yeah, Mika did not know what to do with a true speaker. Baba Yaga. Let's put that up. This is Joe and Mika. Oh, this is
Russell Brand was on.
Oh, was he?
Like that, I think. I
Oh,
believe
that's great.
so.
Awesome.
Russell Brand.
Awesome. Mastermind Hour.
Brand.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. As Jesse loves to do his
everybody.
His Harry Carey, or Will Ferrell as Harry Carey. Yep. Do it. All right. We got a couple more. Well, one more story, and it's a quick one, and it's a good one.
Okay.
We like strikes.
Okay.
We like strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Workers Unite. Absolutely, Anna Ringwald. Workers Unite. Wait, what's going on there with our little chat guy? Oh, that's good. No, we're good. Worker strikes. So up in 2022, I think anyone who watches this show would not be surprised, or listens to this podcast would not be surprised by this number at all, and by these statistics. But this is still pretty eye-opening stuff, and it's always good to hear and to reinforce and give us ammunition to go at people who are saying that the worker movement is XYZ, not growing, etc. But literally record strikes in 2022. Strikes up 52%, according to a Popular Resistance story, Labor Action Tracker here. The ILR school database documents U.S. work stoppages. They inform journalists and policymakers, activists, scholars, and the public about labor activism and unrest. Awesome. So they break down by field and by sector where these work stoppages are happening. And it's fascinating to see. I'm not going to leave this up for long and let you guys geek out on this. I'll put the link in the description.
Look at this graph.
Look at this photograph. Yeah, now you're making me sing Nickelback. That's terrible.
Look at this graph.
424 total work stoppages, 417 strikes, and 7 lockouts, up from 279, which is a 52% increase, involving 224,000 workers, up from 140,000, which was a 60% increase. You had over 4 million, almost 4.5 million strike days measured during the duration of a strike, multiplied by the approximate number of workers. Now, that was partially thrown off by the Warrior Met coal miners strike, of course, because that was throughout all of 2022. But top industries by numbers of workers: educational services, healthcare, social assistance, manufacturing, there's your miners, retail, trade, and information.
Yep.
So what is this database? It's a comprehensive database of work stoppages, the Cornell ILR Labor Action Tracker. Project began in 2021 and is led by Johnny Callis, who's a PhD this year, graduating this year. So this is his doctoral thesis and his doctoral project, to provide a fuller picture of worker activity to inform policymakers, the public, and others about workplace conflict. The data collection is unique to the ILR school, he said. Due to funding cuts by the Reagan administration in the 80s, the BLS excludes work stoppages of fewer than 1,000 workers from its database. But it's imperative to have reliable data on strike activity by union and non-union workers and stoppages of all sizes. Keep journalists, policymakers, activists, and scholars informed about labor activism and unrest across the United States. In addition to documenting whether a strike occurred, our tracker and annual reports provide detailed information on a number of variables pertaining to each action, such as industry, size, duration, and worker demands. That's really important stuff.
Strike Watch Action Alert.
I love it, right? So they have a couple of these professors which said that the Labor Action Tracker fills a vital gap in data on work stoppages in America that will be invaluable for research in this area. This is important information for policymakers. It's also important information for strike breakers. The growth in strikes this year is noteworthy, particularly in schools and higher education institutions. We can talk a little bit about that. Our friend Samantha over at the TUGSA, that's the Temple University Grad Students Association, had sent me. They did another protest and they had some bad weather, so the protest wasn't quite as well attended as the last one, but still really well attended, although the administration did cut their health care in retaliation. So Callis authored the report with Catherine Ritchie, so she's also still enrolled, and Associate Professor Eli Friedman. So this is, again, a little bit of a breakdown what were the reasons and the demands. Most of them, of course, were overpay. 234 of the work stoppages were overpay, but over 100 of them were over health and safety. 77 were over health care. This is fascinating stuff. And this list is not exhaustive, and a single work stoppage may have multiple demands, of course. But see that you put Nickelback in Angel's head now. Additional 2022 report findings include, and this I thought was also really important to include, workers in the accommodation and food services industry organized more work stoppages in 2022 than any other industry, accounting for over a third of all events. However, these stoppages involved about 7,000 workers and only 3% of the total workers engaged in work stoppages because they have smaller staffs. The majority, 131 of work stoppages in the accommodation and food services industry, were led by Starbucks workers organizing within the Starbucks Workers United campaign or by fast food workers organizing within the Fight for 15 campaign. Most workers involved in work stoppages also came from the educational services industry, and we covered a couple of those teacher strikes and grad student strikes, including 48,000 grad students and postdoctoral workers at University of California System, which I remember we covered. Number also reflects continued activism by K-12 educators and higher education workers. Non-union workers organized a higher proportion of strikes in 2022. However, these strikes, of course, were smaller than work stoppages by unionized workers, mostly because they don't have the protection of a union. And many work stoppages in 2022, almost half, lasted 1 day or less, and 2/3 lasted fewer than 5 days. Now, a bunch of those we also covered. Those were planned 3-day stoppages, planned 2-day work stoppages to prove to the bosses, we can do this to you. And this is what it means when we don't work.
Yep.
Also important. But also to keep the lights on and keep them employed and working and having jobs and the company in business. The number of work stoppages and workers involved is less than the most recent comprehensive BLS data from the 1970s, which is also interesting. Also, the number of workers engaged in work stoppages in the past 2 years falls behind the recent organizing upticks documented by the government in 2018 and 2019. Also interesting. According to this report, more research would help make historical comparisons that account for the challenges facing striking workers in the labor movement. Project's methodology is documented in this article. Strike data are generated from existing work stoppage databases, news articles, social media posts, and other public sources, and then verified by the Cornell ILR Labor Action Research Team. This is funded by the ILR School, and they can be followed on Twitter at ILR Labor Action, and I encourage everyone to do that. This is good stuff. Here's the bottom line. 424 work stoppages, of which 417 were strikes. 224,000 workers involved. That sacrificed over 4 million strike days of hours that the bosses could have stolen from their labor, but that the laborers have held out on the bosses to show them we have demands and you guys are not meeting them. Solidarity with workers, always. And you want to support workers, get some merch. Merch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all done with my stories, folks. Yay!
Nice.
Yay! Oh, Joe's here.
It's time!
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen.
For boats.
Is it? Look at this photograph. Yeah, Angel, that's right. We earwormed Angel. I
Look
love
at this
it.
graph. There is a meme where it takes out the part of the photo part and it just skips to where he says graph, and he's holding a graph instead of a picture.
Nice.
Look at this graph.
See, Joe doesn't want to deal with the depressing news. He just shows up for Bose. So let's give him what he wants because we love Joe.
And I watch mindless shit. Boats that smash into other boats.
Boats. That's not boats.
Boats.
This
Boatsy
is
boats, boats.
How about that?
Hey, that's boats.
Hey
now.
So this one's blurred out. I don't know why. We'll find out.
The Canna Kid ate 20 gummies.
I think it's the caffeine.
That's not the caffeine. No, dog.
380 milligrams, Will, motherfucker.
380 milligrams.
That's it?
Do you know how much that is? Dude, that's more than a star of death. 380 milligrams.
No, caffeine opens your eyes, not closes them.
Are they closed?
Are they closed? He says.
Joe's saying boats and hoes. Gotta have my boats and hoes.
Peanut butter filled pretzels and chocolate milk. Is that
okay?
Is that allowed?
I think somebody got into the edibles. I think that's what that guy had for breakfast.
That's what he did have for breakfast. But yeah, so want a better reading experience? No, I don't want a better reading experience.
The Chronic.
Entrepreneurs
is
entrepreneurs plan to open topless marijuana dispensaries in Western Massachusetts. So
that's awesome.
When are we heading to Boston?
That's awesome.
Like,
that's
when
not
we
Boston.
heading?
Western Massachusetts is Springfield, and my brother lives near there, so we're totally going.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Boats, Mastermind Hour. That's right. Bonans. No bonans.
It's a suggestion. It's a suggestion. Suggestion, Bonan.
Detroit Anthony, who always puts a banana in the chat. That this is for you. Bonan. No bonan.
Yep. So this one's pretty funny. You ready? Action.
Nice.
Why was sound low? Here. Let's go again. Made airplane noises.
Yep.
You can get your weed from Bank of America. That's a great name for a dispensary.
I love America because of ingenuity and genius. Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Bank of America.
Pretty good.
With the little bank, just stole the whole thing. Okay, I remember these things.
He just stole the whole thing.
I seem to remember this.
They're not quite the same.
The full bar. That's a thing that what's his name had originally invested in, Mark Cuban. But I think this is like the vape version of the full bar. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yes, delicious.
Put a straw in there.
Yeah. Imagine getting that at Starbucks.
It's coming, folks.
Yeah.
It's coming real fast. Well,
this is
not that fast.
God, sound.
Your mom to see. Hurry up. I don't want your mom to see.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Sweet Jesus.
What the
Give me that.
fuck?
Hey.
Right now, unlock this fucking door and trying to burn down my fucking house. What is that smell? Where's my mother? Where's not? The fuck did you do to her?
Good?
Yeah, good.
Oh my god. You killed Granny.
Isn't that nice? You killed Granny. Oh god.
She's got a smile on her face, but you killed her.
I'm very happy with that. Anyway, on to Dad Zone.
Nice.
Here you go.
What's wrong, sis?
Oh my
You
God.
do? What's the matter, sissy? Why are you crying?
Because I need a boyfriend.
You
Oh my
do?
God. I'm in so much trouble.
Yeah.
That dude is in so much trouble. He has no idea. He has
I want
no
a
idea.
boyfriend. Oh. Oh.
What?
Look at the baby.
Oh my God. Look at those bangs. What did you do? What kind of wig did she put on her? Did you put extensions in her hair? Did she put extensions in that
Gave her the
baby's
wig.
hair?
No, it's the wig.
Oh my goodness.
Oh God. Yeah. So this is this teacher's new favorite call and response. Have you used this tactic yet, Indy? With children?
Probably.
It's like if you have a call, like you put out a call,
yes,
and they'll respond and then start paying attention to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, chicken nugget is rising.
Oh my God.
All right, chicken nugget says it's time to clean up your group work and get ready for PE.
And get ready for
hail,
PE.
All hail chicken nugget.
All hail
did they
chicken
really just
nugget.
Say all hail chicken nugget.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, sir, they did.
Yikes.
This one's pretty good. Ice cream. Oh, I want ice cream. You want ice cream? You can't have ice cream.
Oh.
Like, just fucking pissing off this kid.
That kid is mood right there.
Yep. So my sister had crazy hair day at school today, and my mom was not playing games and really wanted her to win. Like, look at that shit.
Wow.
Like, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty.
She turned the braid into Ariel.
Pretty good. This is just a Barbie.
No, no, that's the Little Mermaid.
Foreshadowing for Barbie later.
No, that's Ariel. Look at.
Yes, but they're using a Barbie, right?
No, I think that actually might be
like it is a Barbie doll of Ariel.
No, it actually, well, it might be, but it's some kind of a figurine because it definitely has red hair and is definitely wearing the bathing suit. So it's definitely like supposed to be a Little Mermaid thing.
I mean,
I'm not paying you, Disney. Fuck off.
You know, this is your department. Oh, this one's good. You have a treadmill in your house yet, Indy?
No, thank goodness, no. I refuse to put a furniture holder there.
Furniture holder? Wee! Oh, shit. Like, do you remember when this was happening?
Oh.
Like,
ow. Stop
like,
it on my...
Who taught her that?
Stop the work. Look what he does. He goes to the watch to stop his workout. That's the funniest shit of all of this.
Yeah.
Like,
is it he stops the workout on the watch?
Forget like your mental health or your physical health. Got to stop the workout on the watch.
Funny. This one's good. It's just like feels bad, man. You know. Oh my God, Grandpa!
Oh, come on. There's nothing like Grandma, though. Come on. We know.
Yeah. But Grandpa was ready, dude. He was ready. This one's pretty good. And action.
Ow.
How'd that feel?
How'd that feel?
What the hell was he doing? Was he having a tantrum?
Fucking just rocking out, bro. So he's trying to remove a tooth.
Ready? Go. Did I get it? Let me see. Let me see. Dang it.
Oh. Oh, that was fucked. Oh.
Fact?
That's totally my dad's line.
Oh my god. I saw this one and people were like, how dare you find this funny? And I'm like, I'm sorry, it is fucking funny.
My daughter's crying
What
right
did you
now.
just say?
Our daughter's crying right now because she heard you screaming, and she wanted to make sure you're okay.
Uh-oh.
I was screaming.
Yeah. So I think you should go talk to her and let her know that you're okay.
What's wrong?
She was yelling, oh god.
I heard you screaming. I wanted to know what's wrong. My dad was answering me.
Oh, our door was closed. I'm so sorry.
Like you were hurt or something.
Oh, no, I'm not hurt. I'm sorry that scared you. I thought you were so asleep.
I also heard you ordering pizza.
Yeah, I heard you ordering pizza.
Pizza and sex. Yes, that's what she heard. Oh, that's so good.
God.
Oh, that's so good.
That's fucking.
Luckily, you know, I've got 3 at home, and we have not been through that yet. We've been close and almost been walked in on once by one of my kids, but she really was too tired to have any idea what was really happening, and it's never been addressed or spoken of again. So,
Nice.
That's great. That's great.
This has just reminded me of you.
Oh yeah,
this right here.
I've definitely done that,
You know?
and that's like one of my wife's big fears is that I fall asleep with the kid in my arm. Everybody's out.
Yeah, but it was like all the everyone's out.
Oh,
Dad.
That's
kid,
what babies do to you.
Cat.
That's what babies do to you.
Yeah. Puppers.
Take it from me.
Oh, it's such an adorable Korg. Superpower when you become a father. And get one of the kids. Get the other kid.
Now we jump
and
up.
Nice.
Like, oh, the kid on his head. Nice.
Yeah,
Good job. Good job, Dad.
Yep.
Dude, quality.
I did it.
Woohoo.
And
of course, he's going to need 3 back surgeries, but he did it.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Here. Full
They're at
screen.
Walmart, so this could get expensive.
What? Guess what? You get to pick out any toy you want, even if it's expensive. You ready? Let's go.
She just fucking falls, dude.
Oh.
Like.
Ow.
Yeah, here, let's see if I can get the actual shot. Once I refreshed.
Hey, Oakley. What? Guess what? What? You get to pick out any toy you want, even if it's expensive. You ready? Let's go.
Oh, face plant. Oh my god. Oh, it's so much worse than I thought. Oh.
Yeah, it was like full on face plant.
Okay.
He's gonna lock himself in and hate it.
He wants to do it and then he can't get himself out. That's awesome. Yes. That's outstanding.
This is just called pure happiness. Oh my god, with the puppers. Oh, it's more puppers. I love puppers.
Puppers love me.
Oh, this is Cutums.
Oh,
I could just watch this all day.
Little balls of fur.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. This one's good.
Uh-oh, mute.
I think it's okay. It's on like every single TikTok ever.
I know. The bouncing
like,
ears.
and it's only 10 seconds of it. Pause.
Nice.
Full screen.
Tyrion of
Sound.
Essex.
Yep. Ready? And action.
Here it comes!
I love the Harry the King Roller JR sound effect.
Oh my God! Here it comes!
I figured you'd like that.
God!
Spear!
It's a
Oh my
slobberknocker!
God!
It's a slobberknocker!
Oh, that's great.
This one is just it's very funny to me.
You better move.
And action.
Bidoo, 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 bidoo.
It must have been in the car.
What the hell?
Pull over. Oh, I want it to die so I can just get out.
I can't. There's no way to over.
It's a green tree snake.
Well, it's gonna
Oh
no. I'm not.
What do you want me to do? Flick it off?
Windshield wiper, dude.
I can't do anything.
Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, but you realize that the minute that you stop, he's going to crawl right back into the car.
Where am I gonna pull over?
I'm just saying.
Bubba, there's a snake on the car.
There's a snake in the car.
Wait.
It'll just fly off.
Oh, fuck.
I love how he's going left to right, left to right.
He's dizzy.
Hold on to your tail. I'm glad it came out.
Oh, I
Drive
forget what I
faster.
have later.
Drive faster. Oh, he's getting mad now.
Whip. Whip wop, whip wop.
Oh, don't put your head up. Mate.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
mate.
angry.
Whoa.
I wouldn't want to go near that fucker.
Caitllin Johnstone in the car.
Is it? Oh, I don't want to get anywhere near it.
I don't think green tree snakes. Can you pull over in here, babe? We're just here. Slow down a bit so he doesn't flick off.
Why not?
Wee.
Oh no.
I think it's off.
Because it wasn't on the road.
Thump, thump, thump.
Oh, he just won't. We won't know.
Thump, thump.
The kid finally is like
An asp with CTE. Nice. Good job, Master Hour. That's great.
an asp with CTE. Nice. Look at the boy.
Oh my god.
Look at the boy.
Is
They
he at a
got him all
funeral?
dressed up.
I think that's a funeral.
Yeah, no, he's at a wedding, dude.
Oh
That's
my
a
god.
wedding.
Oh my god, that's a
Like-
ring-bearing cat.
Yeah, dude. I love him so much. He's got a bow tie.
You know who would love that cat?
He's
you know,
got a bow
You know who
tie.
loves that cat already, I can tell you, is Misty. I didn't even talk to
Who?
her about it, but
Misty? Oh,
she's in love with
definitely.
that thing already. You guys said that to her.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
Oh.
This wasn't supposed to be in here. Who
Hey.
put this here? Who put this here?
Okay.
Who did that?
Is that Only Pups?
This is Brownie's OnlyFans? yeah.
Is that Only Bitches?
We found Brownie a new girlfriend.
Only
Yes,
Bitches?
yes it is. Yes it is.
Thank you. That was winning.
Um,
Winning. Misty's gonna become a cat lady. No,
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
think
that's
so.
what I
Oh, kitty. Oh, I missed being able to do kitty, but more kitty.
Do you see what the sign says?
Yep. 0.
It has been 1 day since I whacked someone.
And then you walk up and it's gonna be 0.
Hey, Rambo.
Oh.
Ow.
0 days. It is now 0 days.
0 days since I whacked someone.
That's a lefty. I don't know why I needed to watch them write the 0.
It's a righty. I think.
Is it that satisfying to watch them draw the 0? I mean, we all knew what was going to happen.
Yep.
The cat's
name of the cat
bride.
was Bramble, dog.
Eric T. Red. Eric's got the answer. Holy shit! The cat was the bride.
Nice.
The Jamon.
So pretending to be on a phone call.
Says only pups.
The Jamon. Only pups. Nice. So pretending to be on a phone call using all dog's favorite words. I
Hello.
love these.
Nothing. Sitting here with Kane. Hi, Mom. What you doing? You going to Chick-fil-A?
Uh-huh.
You gonna get some nuggets from Chick-fil-A?
Nuggets?
And then are you gonna go by Zaya's?
Oh, hail the nugget.
You're gonna go for a ride
Chick-fil-A?
to Zaya's?
Dias?
And then go to the park?
Huh?
Yeah, I'll go for a walk. And go outside.
You try to trigger your doggy?
And then get some bacon.
Oh.
And maybe go to Petco and get some toys.
Oh.
Okay, let's go then.
Oh. Oh. He's so fucking smart.
Oh my god, Pepper with the toy.
Oh.
Oh god.
Oh.
Okay, it was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah, I don't think he thinks it was a joke.
Dog don't care.
I
No.
failed to see the humor, my lady. Oh my goodness. I see the smush face. Oh my goodness, another one. You zoomed in too close.
Oh.
That cat is so confused. Oh,
that's like the head of another cat, I think.
It sure is. There's like 5 cats there.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's 2 heads in the back. What the fuck?
Yep.
The look on his face is great. Like, for real?
It's like standing on his head.
Like, for real?
He's like, no, I'm thirsty.
That's hilarious.
It's delicious water.
Oh my god. The look.
Okay, I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty.
Oh, he's holding his composure while the cat just sits and drinks out of his shower head. Man, you're wasting water.
No, you're not. That's not a waste of water.
Oh my god.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh.
Oh. Here we go. You're going to like this one. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
And action.
Oh no. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Like.
You mean and
what is that?
And traction.
Yeah. Bow. Like right on the fucking lower back.
And spinal fusion.
Oh god. Spinal fusion.
Holy shit.
This is supposed to be in the other one. God.
Oh.
I just feel like the dog is waiting for like, get this thing off of me.
I'm gonna snap.
Yeah, like.
Did I just hear Commander LaForge speak up?
No,
Oh, that's the video.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just this.
Doggo.
This is my bitch.
Oh. And here's my ass in your face. And here's my ass just for the end of it.
Your kids wanted a cat.
That's right. Well, my kids want anything.
Yes. And action.
Oh boy. Oh, that's just wrong. A cab.
Isn't it though? Yeah. Yeah. It is wrong. Have you ever seen basketball in Russia?
In Russia, basketball play you. It's like rugby. Rug basketball.
Yeah, it's like wrestling. Like, look, he's got him tied up. Dog pile the ball.
Bro,
yes. Why are we not playing this type of basketball?
It's called basketball.
This is amazing.
Didn't they make a movie about that?
Read them before they're gone. Probably. Basketball.
Yeah, this is not funny.
This is in South Dakota, right? These and other items may be censored pending current North Dakota legislation.
Don't say gay.
So this is one that's just called "I've reached peak male."
Yep.
I'm just gonna refresh it because I feel like
it probably wasn't gonna work.
We need the ending to play.
Oh! What?
Oh!
Why?
Just that.
But
oh,
why would he have put that in there in the first? That's terrible. Okay.
Yeah. So is that peak male, or is this peak male?
Oh, this is great. That's peak male. Yeah.
Oh. This one's good. You're gonna like this.
This is one of the most stupidest modernized shit I've ever seen. So, I put the soap, I got the water, I go to dry my hands, and look at this.
It blasts you with water and soap.
Water.
Okay. Water.
Speaking of water. Water.
Oh. Oh, I don't think he was supposed to let go of the bucket.
Oh God.
Oh, or maybe he was.
Like, why?
Oh, what an asshole.
Maybe he was.
Oh, Mastermind Hour talking about the basketball rugby. Dribbling is for pussies.
I'm just having veggie soup.
Yep.
Hey,
What did you eat? What are you eating? Why are you having fun?
I'm just having veggie soup.
What is he having?
Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What are you eating?
I'm having water.
She's caving every time.
Every time.
What are you eating?
Yeah. I just had an egg.
That's it?
Yeah. You hungry?
No.
What's up? What are you doing here?
Huh?
What are you doing here?
What are you eating?
Some eggs.
Just hard-boiled eggs?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You want some? You want some eggs?
No. What?
What's that? I was just having orange. You want some?
No.
That's it? Are you taking for the orange?
Do you want orange?
He's coming every time.
I don't understand. What was the
What do you
title?
mean you don't understand? Every time he's gone to the kitchen to get a snack, right? Like, so it's just pretend you're having snacks.
Wait, what did you eat?
Why does she always want to know what he's eating?
I was just having veggie soup.
Because she wants some.
Yeah, but she always says, no, I don't want any. So what do you mean?
Yeah, that's because he's eating like an egg and like veggie soup and water. Like he's pretending to get like snacks.
Because it's nothing good.
You know? Right. Yeah, it's like nothing good. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Now you get it. Now you understand.
Okay. I
Like
got
all those
it.
snackos? Snacks?
He's on an e-bike.
Just get my drink. Look, he's setting the fucking drinks and shit on the fucking
On the
ladder.
ladder.
Like,
Oh my god. And then the thing stopped short and he disappeared.
I know, right?
He's
That
got to
is
be moving
pretty
in a
fun,
nice
though.
clip.
Right?
Thank you. Eric and Ed did not get it either. Thank you. I wasn't the only one.
Okay. You're welcome.
Nice. Ramen noodles. My kids love ramen noodles.
Bang, 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 bang.
And out she goes.
We're out. And we're back.
And out she goes. I can watch that all day on loop. Shit, that's great.
I know, dude.
Oh my god.
There's a guy that does these, and he'll put the Windows start up and shut down sounds in, like, and it's hilarious. Yeah, like bam, 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 bam. Like,
are they naked?
no, they would never. Wee!
Oh my god.
Why?
Again, I hope you don't stop short. The wave pool.
Why you freeze?
A moving wave pool.
Like, pretty much.
Sure.
Pretty much. Would you like some meat curtains?
By the way, you can get you can get indie shower curtains too at independent-left.shop. Yes,
Nice.
you can.
Nice.
That's disgusting.
That
does look like,
isn't it though?
That does look like a Carpaccio though, which I am a big lover of. This is a Formula One race car.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too.
This is a Formula One race car. It burns 110 kilograms of fuel per race, and the engine gets up to 2,600 degrees Celsius. Now, this one's just been idling, so it's not quite the fuck! No, it's hot! It's hot! It's hot! It's hot! It's hot! It's hot!
Ah, ocean.
It's hot! It's hot! It's hot! It's hot!
Oh,
Oh my god, that's
it's
great.
Hot. It's hot.
I love this.
Oh, rat shot for rodents of unusual size.
Oh my god. Is that like
what?
Is that like buckshot, but for the size of a rat? Oh my lord.
But like much larger rat.
50 cal.
I'm betting.
Dude, that's 50 cal. 50 BMG. Oh boy.
Completely unrelated. Completely unrelated at rats.
Let's say, hypothetically, I am a Barbie girl. Okay, let's even say I'm in a Barbie world. Right, so in this scenario, I would obviously know from personal experience that life in plastic is fantastic. Wouldn't it be reasonable to assume you could brush my hair and undress me literally everywhere? Imagination. You can derive from the fundamentals of basic logic that life is your creation.
Why? Why? What? Why?
Because we can now. Because we can now.
Because AI, that's why. Oh boy.
Oh shit, guys, this is gonna be so fire.
On God, bro, I seriously can't wait.
I don't know about this one, fellas.
What do you mean, Joe?
What I mean is that we really should have gone on the Looney Tunes ride.
Damn it, Joe, that shit's a kid's ride. Though now that I think about it, you of all people would love that.
Screw you, Donald. The only reason why we didn't go on that one is because your fat ass couldn't fit into the fucking cart.
Well, either way, it's too late, Joe. You're just gonna have to try and enjoy this one.
Oh shit, here we go, guys.
Fuck me.
Hell yeah, boys. We're so high up.
I can see Trump Tower from here, dog.
This is gonna be great.
Biden, let go of my arm, dude.
Here we go, guys.
Hell yeah. Biden, let go, dude.
Whoa! I can't do this.
This is so great.
No way, fuck this shit, bro.
Joe, let go of my cock, dude.
Fuck you two doing?
Obama, help. Biden won't let go of my cock.
Damn it, Joe. Let go of Trump's cock.
Oh shit, sorry guy, my eyes are closed. Can't tell what these hands be grabbing.
You guys were going so fast.
For real, bro, we're going faster than the spread of COVID.
That's fucked up, Donald.
You guys, I think I'm gonna be sick.
I swear, bro, if you're gonna vomit, do it Obama's way.
The fuck? Why my way?
Because I've already had my daily dose of let's get violated by Biden. I don't need this shit to go with it.
Yeah, fair.
I feel like I've been punched in the gut.
Keep grabbing things with your eyes closed, and pretty soon you actually will be.
Oh shit, guys. I ain't feeling too cash money at the moment.
Just hold it in, Joe. It'll be over soon.
Yeah, Joe, it'll be all right. If you can hold it in, bro, we'll get you chocolate chip ice cream afterwards.
Oh my God. Chocolate chip, that's my favorite.
We know, Joe.
Hey, Donald, I'm sorry for grabbing your cock, man.
That's all right, bro.
Damn, you guys are the best. I love you guys.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. What is this? President's game? What? Oh my goodness. That was,
presidential games, president's games.
That was not even funny. That is actually, it was very
You know
funny.
this guy? You should know this guy.
Why do I know this
He's
guy?
showcased on YMH a few times.
Okay.
But here, I'll introduce you. He's a suit maker.
This is Eric, and Eric is so handsome, and this is one of the best suits I've ever made. Can we zoom in? Just like me. Eric likes tight, 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 and I love tight. I love gift wrapping people into gorgeous suits. It has everything. My signature one button, a bone button, American bone button with a secondary button in mother of pearl. My narrow peak lapel with a deep press stitch. Undersized pocket flaps, kissing ticket pocket, the absolute works. 4D fit, dip into the back, pop vent. Let me show you the inside. It is just glorious. He's going to Singapore and Kuala Lumpur, so minimalistic lining, super thin, thin, thin. But the best part is the pants. Eric's ass is like no ass. Look at the baby. Can we zoom in? Absolutely glorious, like two planets. Eric, I know you like tight. Are you happy? Absolutely, man.
Oh my God.
I was not expecting that voice.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely, man. Like, yeah, like what?
Oh my God. Yeah, and this is the canary in the
like
AI coal
planets.
mine with the presidents. Yep.
What do you call this then?
I call that peak.
I call this art. This is art.
Art
Someone
Vandalay?
made this out of fucking wood, dude.
Art Vandalay? Is that what that is?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Nice.
Oh
my God.
I love the little wood burn. I like the wood little eye
belly button.
in there.
The belly button.
Yeah. Yep.
Hardcore
You ready for some hardcore parkour?
Hardcore parkour.
Hardcore.
Dude, what are you gonna do?
Uh-oh.
Bro, there's cars! Oh, Josh! Bro!
He's playing GTA 3 for real.
Dude, what the fuck? What was that? What was that siren sound? That was weird.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
This is just funny because English is terrible.
Pronouncing the T when you speak English. Don't say identify, say identify.
Omeo. Poeo.
Poeo.
I. O al. Do. I. A. U.
Oh, fuck. What? This is what your tax dollars go to. This right here.
Yep. Oh my
I mean,
word.
that's a great pig cosplay, though, you know?
Oh, copper.
Very good.
Dude. Pittsburgh cops.
Pittsburgh, it's like you know already.
Well, no, I saw the sign above the convention center.
No, did you?
Yeah.
I thought you just guessed because it was Pittsburgh.
No, I knew.
You know?
I knew.
Did you catch that one?
Yes, because the stopper's gone. So therefore, it's just infinitely looping. Yes. Horse
Infinitely
and pig.
looping?
Yes, that pig costume was ridiculous. I agree, Screw Google. Yes.
Okay.
I think he might be a little ticklish. Oh, my back. Oh, it sounds like me. Oh, incredibly ticklish, and then I hurt my back. I'll hit the berry gelato pen.
Oh, my back.
No.
Oh my god. Grandpa. All right. We're getting close here.
Grandpa. We're getting there.
My package, right? This is supposed to be the most world's sourest candy. I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
Oh.
So, let's see.
His face is about to melt.
Whew. Burn my nose. Look at it. Look how sour it is. Look,
oh my
just
lord.
Look at the powder, like all the stuff. Let me
It's hurting my neck, my throat.
Oh.
Breathe.
Oh, I want more. Oh, I want
face
more.
is already hurting. You like feel it in the face.
I want more.
Oh, I know, right?
I need more of that.
There's not.
I need more of that.
So we might not be able to get away with this one, but it is pretty fucking wild.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
it's gonna be crazy.
Come on, no, don't get us DMCA'd. Oh, that's messed up. Dude, that's messed up.
You got to brush your teeth, bro.
A teeth brushing video. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Last one before we end shit up. My husband chugged a whole seltzer water before laying down to sleep.
Oh, that's gonna be bad farts.
I want to go to the hospital. I can't breathe. I'm in so much pain.
Maybe try jumping.
It's gonna be throw up.
Yes.
If I throw up, will you still love me?
If you throw up from chugging that seltzer water.
That isn't the right way.
Dude, he's gonna shit his pants, isn't he?
This is just gonna come out the other end.
Well, then you better go sit down, dude.
Did you prevail after drinking the entire thing?
No.
Oh my god. Oh, all that gas and bubbles are in his belly.
Keep that.
There's more. It's coming out of both ends. Oh my god, I'm dying. I'm fucking dying. Oh. That's a good woman.
She's fucking dying, dude.
That's a good woman right there. That's a good woman.
Okay.
Holy shit. Throw that soda stream in the trash, you bet. This is Blair Witch seltzer porn. Holy shit. That's great.
You know how we end things here.
Nope. Is that?
Don't try this at home, kids. Don't try this at home. Run! Run! Look, he's lighting up.
Why is he running in a circle?
Oh, God.
I have so many questions.
It's a celebration, dog.
Oh, what?
I'm sick.
Of him being alive? Because I don't know if we're going to make it.
Oh, shit, that's long time.
More?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Nope. Nope.
This is what happens when you don't have access to Netflix. Yep, that's right, Eric.
Oh, we need sound, don't we?
Oh boy. Oh boy. And they're okay.
Just that. Yeah, we'd think.
Oh.
Here we go. Excuse me. Bless me.
Uh-oh. No. Whoa! Hey now!
Well, that was fun, wasn't it?
What?
Okay, now hold your foot in there.
Oh!
Whee!
Upside down.
That was smart.
Upside down.
All right. Last one.
All right, here's a big bang. And this is not a metals plant in Ohio, folks.
Liar! Liar! Gila nechting! Salma, Salma, wat is het?
Oh shit. It knocked him off its sea-doo.
Yep.
And you better fucking
look at the fucking blast wave. Look, you can literally see the fucking.
Yeah, it knocked him right off the thing. Wow.
I think that was the one in I forget where it was. Was that Lebanon? I think.
Wow.
Where is this? That's it. That's boats. Everybody, we're done. We're done.
We made it.
We
made it to midnight one more time. Happy Monday, everybody. Yeah, so I didn't really have a whole hell of a lot of stuff this week. Well, first off, I want to send thoughts and warm wishes out to everybody in the San Bernardino Mountains that's trapped under snow, and I hear that it's starting to snow again. DJ Comatose, other friends of ours, friends of the show,
Yeah.
You know, Mona Carmona making it to the end. Hey, Mona, welcome. Good to see you. Love you.
You gotta go back.
Hope you're doing well.
Mona, you
Yep.
gotta go back.
Yep. Now we got to start all
rewind.
over. No, we're just going to start all
Go
over
back.
and do the show for Mona again.
Okay.
So, all right. Okay. So, let's see. Tuesday night, I don't know if we're doing a show with Jesse, but stay tuned. We're going to do
Tomorrow
some
night,
more.
I'm on Misty.
Oh, right. Tomorrow night, you're on with Misty. And Krebs doing a stream at 8 o'clock tomorrow night on INN, making fun of Marianne. That'll be fun. And then
Yep.
Wednesday, we'll have INN News with
Wednesday
Jose.
night. Jose Vega. Is my birthday on that day as well. And it's INN's 50th. So
INN News is 50th episode. Yep. And look out for I saw that Courtney and Keisha are going to be on Misty's on Friday night as well on Bag Sisters, so check that out. And yeah, subscribe to Angel, Joe, everybody's doing stuff this week. IndieNews.network is of course where all the links are. IndieLeft.media is mine. And you go to innmerch.com and you can find all the merch stores and all the links and everything else that you need to find.
Yep.
I'm kind of exhausted. Kids wore me out this week, and I need a nap. So for Indy here, I'm gonna say keep questioning everyone's motivations like I always do, and have a great night,
Listen
everybody.
to what little birds have to tell you, everyone. Good night.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
My favorite songs don't hit the same way. I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking,